Hi again. Decided to do some tips videos for Mongolia, how to know where you are in this country. You know, there's like good videos on YouTube of tips for, say, the USA or Australia. These are big countries that it's easy to know where you are, but hard to know exactly where you are in the country. Easy to know what country anyway. But these other places like Mongolia, Greenland, Botswana, these just became interesting to me because I'm not going to get great at the USA with all that coverage, but just to show off Mongolia's coverage, it's really broken. Unlike Botswana, you don't get to know exact rules for everywhere. It's more you start memorizing some places and getting pretty specific rules, but that's hard to do on your own. And some places come up very frequently, so it's actually not that hard to get gold if you start to recognize some of the frequent places on the map. I'm just gonna play through a couple times, see if I can get gold here. As always, it's no moving for me, and I'll throw out a bunch of tips in case there's 5 people out there who are interested. I just like doing it, so it's fun to do it with people. Okay, so big buildings, there's a few places it can be, but it's usually Ulaanbaatar. And it's actually, I mean, some of this stuff's kind of recognizable. This building here is pretty recognizable, and there's going to be a statue of Genghis Khan over there too. So I've been here before. It's like right downtown Mongolia. I've gotten this on the daily challenge maybe a couple times too. So we're actually on Peace Avenue. I think I can say we're like almost right there. Yeah. There's almost always going to be one Ulaanbaatar guess per round, so if you can get that and then a couple other good guesses, you can get a silver score, not too badly. But then you've got a lot of other guesses that are going to be tough and are going to sort out the wheat from the chaff. All right. So a few things about the car. The Mongolian Google car looks basically like this. But in most cases, you're going to get, I guess it's like a blanket in the front or some supplies in the front, which make it look different. This is a separate car, and this car, well, it's the same car, but it doesn't have that blanket. And it goes all the way from the southeast tip here on the border with China. And it's that car all the way up here, a little bit of coverage in and around Ulaanbaatar. And then it goes up to Darkhan and over to Erdenet. Although some spots between these two have the blanket. So it's not perfect. But that's where we are with this car. There's very little grass. It's pretty flat. I could be wrong here. There's a bit of grass, but and it's pretty wintry. The further south in this region you go, it's very deserty, even though there's not a lot of coverage. And so I'm going to say we're not quite that far south because it's all these trees. In fact, with the trees that are wintry, I might go closer to Darkhan. You get some very wintry, snowy coverage up there, but I could be wrong. We're probably not that far from Ulaanbaatar, honestly. In one of these dinky little towns, who knows? Okay, we were further south. Oh, we were in Saint Jean. Okay. You definitely get coverage there. I feel like I should have gotten that one. Could have gotten gold if I get a good guess like this. Okay, this is a classic round. You just have to memorize where this is. Cool little yurt here. It's in the national park, and you've got this glacier. There's not even a road. You just have to memorize it, but you get it, I kid you not, like 1 in every 4 Mongolian rounds. I don't know why. There's some coverage that goes down here on this road in Altai-Tavan Bogd National Park, but this is not there. It is at the end of this river this river that flows out here, the White River. It comes up here, and this is the source of it, right around here at this glacier. You just have to memorize it, but I promise you it will pay off. All right. Cool. We've got 2 memorize these rounds. So this is a ice festival. You get a lot of locations around here. It's kind of useful to point out you've got these larches too, which it's pretty wintry, so they're dead. But sometimes you'll see this beautiful yellow larches. You get a lot of trees in the north, and you don't get a lot of trees other than in cities in Mongolia. So in this case, we're at the ice festival on this lake, Kovsgol Lake. And so I think it'll be right around here, but it doesn't really matter. Yep, that's nice. I'm sad that I missed Saint Jean. Otherwise, this could have been an immediate gold. Because I think... Oh, actually, I don't know where I am for sure. But again, we have trees. So I'm thinking I'm further north. We might even have... I don't speak Cyrillic, which would be amazingly helpful if you spoke it to get here. You see we've got the blanket on the car. It's pretty normal. I associate some of what I'm seeing here with things a bit further east. And this kind of quite grassy terrain I associate with being out east, but not quite so mountainous in the far east. So with all these trees, bright coverage, I'm going to get this wrong. But since we already missed gold anyway, I might guess close to the lake again. It's not in Hatgal. I don't know. Let's guess Mancon and be done with it. Oh my goodness. That was quite wrong. Okay, well, remember this for later. There's some trees around there, and that's going to seal the fate on the gold for that round. It was already gone. I missed Saint Jean, and I should have had Saint Jean. That was actually a pretty easy guess with the weird car and it being quite deserty there. All right, but I think I can get 2 or 3 more in. All right, this car here, when it's bursting like this, I really want to be able to memorize this kind of Google car. It's kind of unique. Okay, so we have mountains with, actually, this looks almost similar to the last round that I couldn't get with trees on mountains, but it's not quite as treed. There's a few things you want to memorize for or look at for Mongolia. You can start to memorize some of the light posts. They're quite unique. But the main thing is how mountainous it is and how treed it is, and then a few unique things for each city. This is not one I recognize, so I shouldn't spend too long. But it's a lot flatter in the east, more mountainous and kind of dry, not treed in the west. Very deserty in the south, and you've got a mix of stuff in the middle. Frankly, I think this is best described as a mix of stuff. And since I'm not noticing anything that immediately keys me off to one of my go-to cities, like there's some smokestacks, some specific light posts, I'm just going to guess a random city, maybe a bit further out west based on how mountainous it is. Yeah, okay, it was Altai. Oh, I try to remember this one, but it's been a while since I've gotten Altai in a round. Okay, mountainous, but a bit grassier than I expect. Okay, so here, very treed. We're actually going to be up north near that lake again. Again, just think trees are up north, unless they're very yellow larches, which can be out here just east of Ulaanbaatar, and apparently that, what was it, Setserleg, I think, where we got the last round. But typically, you're going to be either far up here on this road or far up here on this road. We're actually west of the lake this time. There's just some coverage to remember somewhere out here by these set of lakes. Yeah, just north. Too bad I missed Altai, though, so I should go fast. Okay, this is probably the Ulaanbaatar round. We actually have the car here is like pretty empty, which is something I've noticed more in the south of Ulaanbaatar and sometimes like a bit further south of Ulaanbaatar in this little ring road area. Just a quick fact, but I think we're in the city proper this time. I'm not going to spend time trying to find out where. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, and here is some not even a road coverage. There's a bit of not a road coverage in the desert, but if you remember I said without a blanket, you're on this road, and so that would give you, the no road coverage is out near Zun Bayan, south of Saint-Jean. The no road coverage with the blanket on, you go down this road instead, and then it goes straight south from Mendel Govi out to Ulzit and then back. And so you're just in the middle of nowhere. It's almost impossible to tell where. I'm not worried that the map's still on there. There's no hills. Sometimes I associate that with a bit further south, but, total crapshoot. Oh, okay, a bit further north. Usually it is a bit further north. Just shows up in the map a bit more, but hard to say. Okay, we have trees, which I have said is further north. I would say these trees are not actually quite the larches that you see near the Lake Kovsgol that I've pointed out before. These trees I associate more. Like I said, there's some larches out near Turelj, but there's a dirt track. I could cheat and look at the map, but it goes out in Gorky Turelj National Park. That's where I think I am, somewhere out here, but I could be very wrong. Oh, okay, further north, but I see why I associate with that. Oh well. Let's do one more, see if we can at least break 20,000, which would be nice, and just come up with a few more unique locations, tips, tricks. Okay, this is a tricky round, so could get very wrong here. Oh, interesting. I would say that this is a little bit less. It just looks like it's not holding full tension in the car. See, we're going this way. I associate not holding full tension with the car to be just south of Ulaanbaatar. I don't really associate the landscape that way, but see if we can line up the road a little bit like I do in Botswana. You point straight to north and then you see which way the road's going. which would make some sense for down here. Let me try it. Okay, yeah, take that any day, based on the car. It's all based on the car. Probably Ulaanbaatar with the big buildings, but there is a worry here. With this car without the blanket, it could be Ulaanbaatar. It could also be Erdenet. Am I crazy enough to go for Erdenet here? It's the second biggest city in the country, and it is... Erdenet will always have that car that I've seen, but Ulaanbaatar will often have this car with no blanket. So I don't read Cyrillic, so I'm not going to pick up any hints. The buildings aren't huge, but they're pretty big. More often than not, it will be Ulaanbaatar. I'm going for swag points, and I'm going for Erdenet right here, just to show off that this could be it. Where's the actual city? Somewhere around there. It was Ulaanbaatar. Okay, well, that makes me very sad. Okay, now this looks very deserty. We'll see what car we have. Do we have the blanket? No, we do not have the blanket, so now we are thinking immediately that we're going to be on this southern road here. Saint-Jean is an option. Erdene is an option. Zemlid Ud on the border is an option. Next thing I look for, oh, also Baron Uit, which is a bit further east. Next, I'm looking for these light posts. The light posts I see here are not shaped like ships, which would be Zemi Uit on the China border. I don't... Oh, I so easily could be in Baron Uit. Man. Oh, no, not with this car. Not with this car, I can't. My bad. So, I'm not sure if these are... this could either be Saint-Jean, or if these are solar panels, it could be Erdene. Erdene has solar panels on all of their, their light posts. So this is the last round anyway, so I'll point straight north. I'll see the angle. The angle looks terrible for Erdene, so I'm going to back out, go to Saint-Jean, try to find some road somewhere that looks a bit like this. Let's go there. It's probably further south. Yeah, there we go. We got it. Okay, we've got larches. Beautiful fall larches, nice fall colors. I think I know where I am, but I'm going to point out where I'm not first. This could be just east of Ulaanbaatar and Terelj, but I don't think it is. It's up near the lake. Lots of beautiful coverage and beautiful stuff near the lake. I think we're in Hakgal. First thing you would look for is just where would the lake be? I think the lake would be... Oh, there it is. There's the lake. So you see the lake? You're in Hakgal. I'm not going to try to pinpoint it, but you can get some 5Ks if you spend the time. How close are we? Well, we can get over 20,000 with a good guess. This will be the last guess. It's a super bulging car. I associate very nice and neat distinction between the light blue and dark black with things on the far east, which would be grassy but flatter than what I have right now. This is going to be a tough guess. I don't know that I'll be able to get over 20,000. See, here we have grassy, but with these rolling bare hills. A nice yurt off in the distance. Oof. A lot of main roads on the Mongolian map are actually just dirt roads like this. So let me talk you through a few of my thoughts here. We could be north of Maroon, but north of Maroon, the angle would be off, and it's nighttime coverage. I think they drove south to Maroon and got there just at dark or something like that. So it's really dark. We could be on the road between Uliastai and Telmen. It kind of comes all the way out here from Ulaanbaatar, but with very broken coverage, and then it goes down from Telmen, and that is a gravel road all the way. And then it goes up a little bit from Uliastai. We could be somewhere, say here. This is all just a dirt road. But the angles never really work. And I don't know. I associate that with a bit taller mountains and a slightly wider road. I'm thinking we are on some weird kind of road here. There's very broken coverage. I'll cheat once just to show you kind of what's around here. You see it kind of goes from Ogi to Kovd, and then there's some other weird coverage around here. I'm going to guess somewhere between Ogi and Kovd, because Kovd has the tall, broken mountains like I'm seeing right now. Where are my mountains here? They're not that tall, but it's a big area. and they're all around in no particular order. So we just want to get the angle right and go for a guess. See what happens. I think we're way off. Yeah. I mean, that's fine. That's a weird round. I bet there's not a lot of coverage around here. If I look near Kushut, which I don't even know where I am here, you're gonna get some wrong guesses, and that's just fine. Anyway, what does that work out to with that bad guess? 16,000. So we never even broke 20,000, let alone get a gold. But hopefully you learned a few tips. If I do this again, hopefully you learn a few more. And hopefully I'll get a gold, and then I'll stop once I get a gold on these countries. But I'm enjoying doing this once a week. So anyway, have a good one.